Shalom, and welcome back to another episode of I'm Talking to Jew. Boy, oh boy, am I excited about this week. Big episode this week. We have Jewcabulary, Jewlebrity Heads, enJEWpreneur, a brand new segment, and we're talking about Hanukkah.
It's a big week.
I'm excited.
It is. It's a big week. So everyone, welcome to episode 5 of I'm Talking to Jew.
Yeah.
I'm just as surprised as anyone that we actually got this far.
We're still going.
Yeah, but I'm pretty excited because this is what I reckon is the most famous Jewish festival.
I know it, so I'm very excited about it.
Yeah, it's the one that I think is the most in the public eye. And we can explain a little bit about why that is, but I think it's symbolic of Judaism.
Yeah.
I really like it. It's such a good festival.
Did I say we're doing You've Got Mail off the top? Or did I say Jewcabulary?
I think you said Jewcabulary.
Well, we're doing Jewcabulary.
Yeah. I mean, if you want us to bring back You've Got Mail, do send questions
We need emails.
Yeah, we need your emails. We don't make them up. So do make sure that you send them in, and then we'll slot in You've Got Mail for another week. But we have so much to do off the top of this week.
I feel like I should give a shout out to your very lovely wife for our delicious Ferrero share she's left in our little home studio today.
That means she's actually going to have to listen to this episode.
She never listens, I know.
She listens too much to me as it is. She doesn't want to have to listen to me in her ears while I'm at work and she's walking the dog or something.
Yeah. It's a test of your relationship now.
Yeah, no, she's good. She's what we call an Ashes Chayil, which is not actually the word for Jewcabulary today, but it just means she's like a fantastic wife, basically. Yeah.
Well, if she listens to this episode,
yeah,
I'm sure you'll get a thank you later.
Yeah.
That was nice.
That's probably the most romantic thing I've ever done, actually.
It was pretty good.
To say that to all of our listeners.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Should we jump right in?
Yeah, let's jump right in with enough talking about how amazing my wife is. We're going to start off, we're going to flip the order a bit today.
Yeah, mixing it up.
Yeah, we're going to mix it up. We're going to start right off the bat with Jewcabulary.
This is, I like it a lot, Jewcabulary.
Yeah, it's good. I mean, we've had great words. So if this is your first episode listening to I'm Talking to Jew, we've had great words like Mazel Tov and L'chaim.
Yeah, and did you notice I used Shalom?
I did, right off the bat.
Yeah.
Very good.
I brought it back.
Yeah. So today, the word we're going to use actually is probably the most fundamental out of all the words that I've taught you so far. And it's a simple word, Hashem.
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 Oh, how am I going to guess what this means?
Yeah, just guess.
Well, like, to me, it means, like, hush. Like, be quiet. But it's definitely not that.
No, I mean, stop thinking about English, because it's a different language.
That's all I know. Can I have a clue? A little clue.
Yes. Okay. What's the word for, like, a euphemism, but when it's not referring to something that's necessarily negative? Like, you know how a euphemism... Does a euphemism always mean, like, a softer word for something a little bit more risque or worse or negative?
I don't think it has to be negative.
Okay, so this is...
I always feel it has some kind of sexual connotation.
Okay, this has no sexual connotation whatsoever, and I want that stated for the record.
Okay. I've completely even forgotten what the word is. I need help. I need a clue.
Okay.
Hashem.
Yeah. It's the name... It's a name that we use in place of something else.
Nah. I've got nothing.
All right. How about I give you the translation and we'll see if you can guess from there.
Okay.
Ha is the first word, so it's two words. Ha and Shem. Ha means the in Hebrew, and Shem means name. So it literally means the name. Nothing?
Nah.
Nothing? All right. It's the name we refer to God as. It's sort of like the everyday name that we call God. So we say Hashem because we don't want to say any of his holy names, so we call him literally the name.
The name?
Yeah, the name. Sort of like the exact opposite to how we refer to Voldemort as he who must not be named. So we literally call God the name.
He who must be named.
He who must be named. He who has
so
many amazing holy names, we should use a less holy name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The name. That's pretty cool. That's pretty baller, actually. I like it.
Yeah, it's good. So whenever I accidentally say Hashem instead of God, which I've tried really hard not to do in the past, but now I can relax a bit because we've covered in Jewcabulary, you know that I'm talking about God. I'm just using a more common everyday term.
Yeah,
Hashem.
Well, common to you.
Well, yeah, you can use it as well.
Hashem.
Yeah.
Well, give me like a scenario where you would use it.
Anything.
All the
time. If you're talking to a child, you would say, yeah, Hashem is listening to your prayers.
Ooh.
Or you would say, we don't know what the will of Hashem is. Like anything. And you actually just use it whenever you would use the term God.
Well, for me, that's rarely. But Yeah.
You don't ever refer to God in your philosophical conversations. You don't have to believe in God to say God. I can say
No.
Jesus without believing that Jesus was the Messiah.
Yeah. The son. This is like the son of Hashem. Is that a thing?
No, I mean, not in Judaism.
Yeah.
No, different religion.
Well, we're all Hashem's sons, aren't we?
Yeah, or daughters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good one. I was never going to guess that.
Nah.
Yeah.
Which is ironic because everything we do when it comes to Judaism sort of revolves around God, starts with God. So that's a good one to know. Keep that in mind.
I feel like every time when I don't know something, I should just say that means God. That's my guess, is God every time.
Yeah, I'm not going to bring up a lot of other nicknames or names of God.
Does God have any other nicknames?
Not
Apart
really.
from the name?
Does God have other names? There are some names that we will refer to him that aren't necessarily holy names. Like he has holy names which we only say in prayer. Then he has like Kabbalistic or mystical names which we never say out loud.
Oh.
Yeah, and then there are...
So you can't even tell me?
I can't even tell you, but I also can't recall them because I've never memorized them off by heart.
Yeah.
There are some names that are written, but we actually pronounce them differently to the way they're written.
Yeah, that's a tricky one.
Yeah, that's a tricky one. But Hashem is pretty much what we would say in just normal day-to-day usage.
I really like the name. That's cool.
Awesome. Cool.
Yeah. It's kind of like a cool wrestler name.
So would you say that you're a fan of God now?
I like his fun name. I like Hashem, the name.
All right. Baby steps.
The name Hashem.
All right. So that's Jewcabulary.
Yeah.
All right. Should we move on?
Yeah. Hashem's my name. That's cool. The name.
Yeah. If he dropped like a rap, he might start off by saying exactly that.
Yeah. Instead of being like Jason Derulo at the start of his song, it's just like the name.
Why do rappers do that? Why do they think that they have to remind us of their name? Or are they reminding themselves that...
It's got to be like an egotistical sort of thing.
Or like a stamp of like, this is my song, back off anybody who would try to remix it. Or, I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah, it's great.
I don't get it.
Well, if God was a rapper, the name's pretty good.
Could be.
The name game.
Alrighty, let's move on. We got a lot to talk about because if you're listening to this on the night that it comes out, you'll know that tonight is actually the first night of Hanukkah. And the reason why it's a bit confusing is because obviously the Jewish day starts at night.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah. I mean, I say obviously, but it's pretty much not obvious.
Well, half of our audience, it's obvious.
Yeah, could be. So anyway, the day starts at night according to Judaism. So every festival begins at sunset. When we count what day it is, it begins at sunset and it ends at sunset.
You always got to be different.
Well, it makes more sense. Like, what's midnight?
Yeah.
How did you come? Midnight's just like...
What's the middle of the night?
Yeah, but according to what? According to some arbitrary measurement. Whereas if you go sunset to sunset, or sunrise to sunrise, I mean, they both work. It just happens to be sunset to sunset.
It's more romantic, sunset to sunset.
It is. It is very romantic.
There's nothing better than a nice sunset.
Yeah, so anyway, tonight is the first night of Hanukkah. It's the first of 8 nights. And I know most people say Hanukkah, but it should be Hanukkah.
Hanukkah.
Yeah, you got it.
How do you spell it? Because I've seen it with like a CH.
Yeah, so I think the CH is an attempt to get the ch sound.
Oh, because then I would go like Chanukah.
Like think, like we would say Loch Ness, but if you were Scottish, you'd probably say Loch Ness.
Yeah.
Right? So it's that CH, I think, that's sort of been appropriated from there and put into... But there's no real way of spelling it because it's a Hebrew word that's been sort of transliterated.
Translated. Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
so there's like Hanukkah, there's like 2 N's, there's a K, there's a C, 2 Ks. Like it's very complicated.
Yeah.
An H on the end.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, it's the first night of Hanukkah.
Yeah. So it's the first night of Hanukkah.
What are we doing?
So
how do
pretty
we
much
celebrate?
Hanukkah is a fascinating Jewish festival.
Tell me more.
Oh, I will.
Imagine if that was just where the episode ended.
Yeah, no, I just want everybody to know that it's a great festival and that's all there is to it.
All
we
right,
don't need to know anything else.
Tune in for episode 5.
Yeah. No, Hanukkah's great because, like I said at the top, I think it's probably the most famous Jewish festival.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You'd agree. And I think that's inherent to it because we have, obviously, the lighting of the candles, which we'll talk about in a little bit.
Yeah.
But we have the lighting of the candles, and that's something that's quite... It's sort of like Christmas lights in terms of people passing by can see it. Like, no one really sees me celebrating the Sabbath.
Yeah, but how would they see you lighting your lights if they're just passing by?
Good question. Good
inside.
question. Hold on to that question. We're going to get there.
All right, I'll
because
keep it in my back pocket.
you're supposed to light the candles at the front of your house, like in a window where people outside can see it.
Oh.
It's all about publicizing the celebration of Hanukkah.
Okay, I want to know why about
But let's
that.
get there.
Can we get into that, or is that too late?
No, let's get into
more
that a
background.
little bit later. Let's
Okay.
get a bit of background. Let's build up slowly. The other interesting thing about Hanukkah is that it's actually not in the Torah at all. And when I say Torah, I mean the whole, what's called the Old Testament.
So where did it come from?
Well, it still happened during the time of the Second Temple, but the story of Hanukkah is not included in the canon of the Jewish Old Testament. It is included in the Christian Old Testament, I believe.
I couldn't tell you.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you either, but I believe it's included in the Old Testament.
Sure.
Yeah, but it's the story of Hanukkah happened after all the stories of the Jewish Bible were sort of canonized and finished.
Okay.
Yeah.
So during the Second Temple.
During the Second Temple.
And that was, the First Temple was destroyed.
So the Second Temple, we're talking, the story of Hanukkah happens about 2,000, just under 200 years ago, in about 165, what we call BCE.
Did the Babylonians have anything to do with this?
No, so we were after the Babylonians. So good for remembering. So the Babylonians destroyed the First Temple,
Yep.
kicked out the Jews. The Jews come back, build the Second Temple, and during the standing of the Second Temple, the whole story of Hanukkah happens.
Okay. Well, so it kind of started with the Babylonians.
Yeah, sort of.
Okay.
Sort of. So at the time, the land of Israel, even though there was like a independent Jewish state going on with the temple and it had its own sort of authority, really the land of Israel was being controlled by the Greeks, or more specifically the Seleucid Empire, and I really hope I'm saying that right.
Probably not.
Yeah, probably
But
not.
I can't tell you otherwise.
Historian, if I'm saying it correctly and you're an historian, please get in touch. Tell me how I'm pronouncing it wrong. But pretty much it's a Greek run. The land of Israel is run by the Greeks at this time, the Hellenistic Greeks. And the king in charge is a guy by the name of Antiochus the Fourth.
Yeah, that sounds very Greek.
Also known, and I definitely don't know if I'm saying this correctly, as Epiphanes.
Sounds right.
Epiphanes? Yeah. It's sort of spelt like Epiphanes. And it makes me think if that's where the word epiphany comes from. I don't know. Anyway, so he's not a great king.
No?
Nah,
What do you do?
he's one of many really bad anti-Semites. He really oppresses the Jews. He steals property. He bans them from keeping the Torah, from learning Torah. He bans them from doing circumcision.
Oh, you can't take... I was getting upset when he took the Torah away.
Yeah, I know.
You can't take a Torah away from a Jew.
No, you
and
can't.
you definitely can't make them keep their foreskin, you know? That's a step too far.
Exactly. Nobody wants their foreskin.
I've had enough of this epiphany cunt, dude.
So this guy, Antiochus, as he's known in the Hebrew tradition, Antiochus,
Yeah.
he not a great dude. Really not a great dude.
Yeah, he seems like a rude dude.
Yeah. Now, interesting, he doesn't want to kill the Jews.
No, he just wants to take all their fun
Yeah,
stuff away.
he's happy to kill them if they refuse to bow down to Zeus and all of his other Greek gods, and if they refuse to...
Well, they have to. They can't
Stop
take
learning
another god.
No, exactly. They're not allowed to.
Yeah, that's one of those mortal sins, right?
Yeah, the sins you have to die for,
Yeah.
exactly. But there are other examples, like he tried to get rabbis to eat pork.
He's just messing with people.
He sacrificed a pig in the temple. He defiled the temple, putting in idols. Basically, he wanted to get rid of Judaism. He didn't have anything wrong with the Jews. He wanted to get rid of Judaism.
I'm really picturing this guy as like a Jabba the Hutt kind of dude.
Yeah.
But like a hairy
I think Jabba the
Greek
Hutt
one.
actually will probably have been based on Antiochus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like a slug guy with a thick eyebrow and chest hair, and he wears like a big gold chain, and he just eats feta.
Does Jabba the Hutt have a gold chain?
No, this is my Greek Jabba the Hutt guy I'm talking about here.
Got it. Is he like Jabba the Hutt but with like a toga?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just like, he's just a disgusting human being.
Yeah, I
Basically
agree.
just eats a tub of feta all day.
Yeah, fair. Probably fair. Warranted.
And just hates Jews
Yeah.
for some reason. Why? Where did it come from? What's
So
wrong with
again,
him?
I don't think he hates Jews. I think he hates Judaism. And anti-Semites...
Because it's not his
I think
religion.
I think they can be split into two different camps. Anti-Semites can be split into the camp of those who hate Jews
Mm-hmm.
and those who hate Judaism. And he falls into the camp of those who hate Judaism.
Okay.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Seems still like a bad dude. I don't like
a
him.
very bad dude. No, I'm not saying it's any better or worse. I'm just saying it's interesting the different approaches.
Yeah.
Some people just... Not some people. Some bad anti-Semitic people just want to get rid of the concept of Jews. Hitler, as... You know, the most recent and easy example.
Yeah.
Not
I'd
the
say
most
he
recent,
probably
but
falls into both
easiest.
camps.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
But I think he didn't really care if there was a Jew that assimilated into German society, right? He just wanted all Jews gone.
Yeah.
He even wanted Jews that Jews didn't consider Jews gone, right?
He just had a no Jew policy.
Yeah, exactly.
Wasn't a good dude.
Absolutely intolerant.
Yeah. Well,
Hateful.
Epiphany was a bad dude too.
Antiochus was happy to have the Jews around. He just wanted them to assimilate into Greek Hellenistic culture.
Yeah, which is pretty bad.
Yeah, it's
I
pretty
reckon.
bad.
It's almost
100%.
worse.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's any better or worse, but it's different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love
Okay.
it or leave. He was the original love it or leave.
Yeah.
He had a sticker that we're full on the back of his car.
Yeah. Yeah, there we go. Just showing a bit of our political stance on
Yeah,
that
we got plenty of
specific
space.
topic.
Come on down under.
Yeah. All right. Anyway, so it's not a great time for the Jews, as you can imagine.
They went through a lot.
A guy
back in the
named
day.
Matityahu.
What was his name?
Matityahu.
Ooh.
Yep. He was a priest. He decides he's not having any of this, and he's the first person to really stand up against the Greeks.
Yes.
He is the first person to actually draw blood. He kills some
Ooh.
Greeks that are about to kill him because he's refusing to bow down to the Greek idols. He's refusing to get rid of Torah. He's refusing to really, listen to. He won't give up his Judaism, and he's the first one to stand up against them.
I like this guy.
He's a good guy.
What's his name again?
Matityahu.
Matityahu. That's a
That's the
very
one.
cool name.
Yeah, it's cool. It's strong.
What does it mean?
Matityahu?
Yeah.
Well, it's got one of God's names in there, actually.
He's
The
got so many
Hebrew
names.
letters Yud Hey, which is the Matityahu. That's part of God's name. I'd have to actually look up what the rest of his name means fully. I'm not sure.
Very cool though.
Yeah.
And he was like a breaker of chains kind
Yeah,
of guy.
exactly. So he rose up in rebellion, and he has 5 sons. I'm not going to name all 5 sons, but the most important one is the one called Judah or Yehuda.
Oh, suck it, other sons.
Yeah. So Matityahu, when he's on his deathbed, he puts his son Judah, Yehuda, in charge, and all the other brothers are happy to let Yehuda lead. And Yehuda is known as Yehuda HaMaccabee, Judah the Maccabee. And the word Maccabee both means hammer, which is why he's called Judah the Hammer.
Ooh.
Yeah.
What
And
does
it also
Judah mean?
stands for a Hebrew sentence, which means who is as powerful as God, basically.
That's a big rap.
Yeah, exactly. So he gets this title, and he basically takes on the mantle of leading the rebellion against the Greeks.
As powerful as God.
No, it's a question. No, he's not being called Yehuda, who is as powerful as God.
Oh, 'cause I was gonna
It's
say
an
that was-
acronym. The word Maccabee is an acronym for a sentence that means who in the world is as powerful as God.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought
So-
they were saying like this dude is as strong as God, and I was like, that's a little bit like against the rules, I think.
No. So, no, definitely not. It's more like if you agree with us that God is the true God, and you're happy to fight for the Jews, join us.
Okay.
It make more sense?
Yeah, on board.
Cool.
A very, very good recruitment slogan. That one.
So they stand up.
The hammer. I'd get behind the hammer.
Yeah, because it's a good name.
The hammer's better than the name. as
Judah
well.
the Hammer.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a cool name.
I'm not saying this Judah guy is better than God, the name. Just
No.
saying it's a cooler name.
No, but
The
it's
hammer's
more
way better.
easy to relate to, I guess.
So the hammer?
Yeah.
You
'cause
relate to the hammer?
Well, I think I relate to the fact, I mean, he's a sign of rebellion, right? So
Yeah.
he's standing up, he's fighting wars, he's leading the Jewish people to revolt against the oppressive Greeks. Hammer has that sort of connotation. Like, I'm getting Thor vibes. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
I'm definitely getting very anti-Greek vibes
Yeah, definitely.
from myself
yeah,
as
yeah.
well. I'm
But
off the Greeks
I want to
now.
say that actually this Antiochus IV, his, I think, grandfather, who was also named Antiochus, he was actually a really good Greek king. So there were good ones and bad ones, but this one particularly is bad.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good. Good thing you said that because I was about to say, hey, Greeks, get out of this podcast.
Yeah. Well, look, we owe a lot to the Greeks, I must say,
Yeah.
in general. And also, I'm a big fan of Greek mythology.
We're going to have to do...
fascinating.
I think we might have to do a full Greek episode.
Okay. Yeah, we can.
If you owe that much to the Greeks,
Yeah, I think so.
you've got to get me back on board with them because
Okay.
I'm off the Greeks at the moment.
Well, in this story, the Greeks are the bad guys. There's no question about it.
Yeah.
All right, so let's move on. Yehuda the Maccabee, Judah
Very
the
good name.
Maccabee. He gathers everybody who's supportive of the cause and willing to stand up against the Greeks, and he leads them in a series of battles against the Greeks, and they're vastly outnumbered, right?
Yeah, but he just hammers them.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And the Greeks have like war elephants, which is the equivalent of tanks, and they just vastly outnumber the Jews. But slowly through a series of battles, the Jews achieve military victory.
They use their wit, their cunning.
Ooh, I don't like the word cunning.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't mind it in this context, but I feel like that can be misconstrued.
I don't mean
as
it
like
negative.
Jew
I don't mean
cunning,
they're being like sneaky.
but like
I just
military
think
cunning.
Yeah, tactical.
Okay,
Like they
cool. Accepted.
they blocked off their path and diverted them into like a narrow alley
All right.
where their numbers accounted for nothing.
Okay, Your Honor, I withdraw my objection.
And then it was hammer time, and they just bam.
yeah.
My name's Judah the Maccabee
Hammering
or whatever his name
No,
is.
you got it. Judah the Maccabee. That's the
Yeah.
one. Anyway, so they win military victory, and they manage to drive out the Greek army, and they retake the temple. The temple that's been defiled, the temple that's had a pig slaughtered on the altar,
Oh, that's not
had
one.
Greek gods. Yeah, so they've taken the temple back, yeah?
Yeah.
So that's when they find the menorah. The
Very
temple
cool.
had a big menorah that used to be lit constantly.
Never goes out.
Never goes out.
What a job that is.
Right?
Whose job was it to just keep it running?
The priests.
24/7, 365.
Yeah.
That's hard.
Yeah,
A
it
lot of
is.
stress.
Just wait. It's about to get harder.
Ugh.
So they take up the job of cleaning up the temple. They take up the job of getting rid of all the idols, of cleaning everything out, putting everything back, trying to get this defiled temple to a state where they feel they can worship God. They can continue worshiping God.
Got to clean it up first.
And exactly.
Yeah.
And they want to relight the menorah. But every single jar of oil that's been used to light the menorah has been defiled by the Greeks.
What do they do to it?
The seal's been
Are they
broken.
marinating feta in it? In the oil?
It
It sounds like a very Greek thing to do.
Could
Do they
have
get
been.
there into the temple? They're like,
Yeah.
all right, guys, go get the oil. And it's just all feta.
It could be.
Marinated
that could
feta.
be an interpretation. I'm not going to completely...
It sounds historically accurate. If I
Yeah,
know
I'm
the
not gonna
Greeks,
write it out.
like I know the Greeks,
How well do you know the Greeks?
not very well. But surely those jars just chock a block full of feta.
Look, I can't deny it.
Okay,
That's all I'm
so
saying.
they go to light the menorah.
Yeah.
They can't use the oil because it's full of feta. And then what?
Yeah, they can't find any pure, undefiled,
Feta-free oil.
feta-free oil.
Yeah.
They find one jar. Okay?
Yeah.
One jar that still has the seal of the high priest, which means that it's pure and it's been undefiled. Like, you know, sometimes when you get like medication and it says, do not consume if seal has been broken?
Yeah.
Similar to that.
Oh, like on milk now.
Like, does milk have it as well?
Yeah, you know, you take the cap off and then there's that second bit you got to pull it off, and then sometimes like it's too wet and you can't get it, and it's really annoying.
Yeah.
So it was like that.
Yeah.
What was the
similar
seal?
to that? What?
What was the actual seal?
I don't know. I'm assuming it's like a seal of wax.
Oh, okay. I thought it might have been like a
That's
cool
my
symbol or
assumption.
something.
It could have been. It could have been a symbol. I don't actually know what the actual seal was of.
Just like a Greek dude with a cross over him. Stay out of here, Greeks.
Yeah, I don't know, like the middle finger. I don't know. Whatever. Anyway, so they find one jar. Now, the one jar is only enough for 1 day's worth. Okay?
Yeah. Is this how this whole thing started?
Yes. So this is how the whole thing starts. So they go, we're going to just use the one oil because it takes time to make more. They have to go get the olives and they have to squeeze it and they have to make the whole process.
That would go great with the feta.
What do
Some
you mean?
olives.
Yeah, but they don't have the olives. They have to turn the olives into olive oil. It's a whole process, man.
Yeah.
Forget the feta.
I'm hungry.
They
All
get
right.
the jar.
Yeah.
1 day's worth. They use it to light the menorah, and a miracle occurs, and it lasts for 8 days, giving them enough time to make more pure olive oil and then continue the lighting of the menorah. And that is the miracle of Hanukkah.
I think I know who is responsible for this miracle.
Guess.
The name. The big boy.
Hashem,
The
exactly.
big man upstairs.
Exactly.
Hashem himself.
That's the one.
He
And
was like, I'm going to... Look, they've been doing it rough, having a hard time. I'm going to help them out here with this whole oil situation. Keep that flame burning.
verbatim, that was going through his head.
Yeah.
I have no doubts.
See, when I said I'm just going to guess it was God,
Yeah.
1 for 1, 100%.
Not
I'm
bad.
batting 100.
It's not bad.
Yeah.
All right, so
good.
basically that's the story of Hanukkah. And so we light 8 candles, 1 on the first night, 2 on the second, 3 on the third, all the way up until we light 8 candles to celebrate the 8 days of the miracle of the lights.
Very cool.
Yeah.
I always thought that like sort of every candle represented something else, but it's just like a day.
It's a day.
A day.
Yeah. I don't know if you noticed, you actually have what's called a Chanukiah in front of you. It's
Ooh.
not actually called a menorah.
No. Well,
And
the
you can
first thing
tell-
I'm noticing about it
Yeah.
is that there's 9 spots.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So a menorah actually has 7,
Okay.
and a Chanukiah actually has 9.
And which one has 8?
So, actually, I think we might have to get into this next week.
Oh, yeah.
I
Hanukkah's
think we're
2
running out
parts.
of time.
Yeah. Oh, that didn't help. Wait, okay. Well, okay, let's just go with what we've got.
All right, let's.
I've got
I'll give you
Hanukkah
a
in
quick
front of me.
rundown. Basically, there are 8 slots for 8 candles, and there's one candle that we use to light the other candles.
Okay.
And that one candle is the extra 9th, or in the case of the menorah, you have 6, and then you have the 7th is like the extra one used to light the others.
Okay.
So this actually isn't a menorah, what we light on Hanukkah. We light what's called a Chanukiah, which has spots for 8 candles to remember the menorah. But most people call it a menorah, so it can get a bit confusing.
Yeah.
Lots of technical terms.
We need a full episode. I'm very confused.
Yeah.
So you have your menorah,
Yeah.
and you have another one.
We don't have a menorah.
To remind you to light the menorah?
No. So we don't have a menorah.
No.
A menorah is what was in the temple.
Okay.
Yep.
Yes.
So
you
menorah
have
was
a
in the
Hanukkah.
temple. We use a Chanukiah to remember the lighting of the menorah.
Why don't you just use a menorah?
Because a menorah doesn't have enough for 8 days.
Ah.
Make sense?
Yeah, okay. And then, what was it? There was a third one?
No.
A menorah, a Hanukkah, and was there another one?
No, that's it. Just the menorah and the Chanukiah.
So the Hanukkah has 9.
The Chanukiah has 9,
And the
8
menorah has
days
7.
plus the extra one to use to light the others. And the menorah has 7, which is the normal 6, and then an extra one to light those 6.
Okay.
So we light a Chanukiah, because obviously we can't use a menorah. We'd get to the 8th day and run out of spots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like I need like a diagram. Get my head around all this.
Now imagine if you were listening to the podcast and trying to get your head around all of this. Basically, a Chanukiah is just a candelabra with 8 different branches, and then a 9th to put in the one that you use to light the others.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
What do you use to light the first one?
A match. You
Just a
can
match?
just use a normal
Well,
match.
why don't you just use matches or anything to light the rest of them?
Good question. Let's deal with that next week.
Oh, okay.
So next week, which is still actually going to be Hanukkah, because
Hanukkah
remember,
part 2.
Hanukkah is 8 days long.
Yeah. It's a
Next
marathon.
week, yeah, it's great.
Do you get presents?
Good question. Save it for next week.
I'm full of
Next week,
questions
we're going
today.
to talk about all about the rituals of Hanukkah, why we light, how we light, and all the other things like dreidels and gifts and its connection, if there is one, to Christmas. And yeah,
I'm excited to learn about dreidels.
cool. All right, so do you want to give me a 30-second summary of the story of Hanukkah for everyone?
Okay.
I'll help you out. Don't worry
It's
about
going to
it.
be so hard.
I know. I'll help you. I'm here for you.
All right. So the Jews are out at a temple. It's been taken over by some dirty Greeks who have opened up like some dodgy black market feta operation. They've used their oil. They're using all the Jews' oil to marinate their feta,
Yeah.
right? And then there's this guy who is the son. Who's his dad? What's the dad's name? The
he's-
dad of the hammer. Who's the hammer's
Oh,
dad?
Matityahu.
So
So he's the
Titiyahu.
dad.
He's off. He's the leader of, and he stood up to everyone.
Yeah.
He was like, I can't take this. My name is Titiyahu. And
Close.
he was like, I'm going to fight all of you guys.
Yeah.
He drew blood. First person to draw blood.
Well, no. First Jew to rise up and draw blood. The Greeks had
No, he was the
drawn
first
many
Jew to
blood.
draw blood.
Yeah. Cool.
Because they wouldn't let him have his Torah, and they were like, you better keep that foreskin or else. And then his son, Judah the Hammer.
That's the one.
I forget his actual name though.
Yehuda the Maccabee.
Yehuda the Maccabee. He gets put in charge. They're like, you're the one, and everyone's like, cool, I'm on board with Judah. I follow Judah. And they just come in. They take back the temple. They
Cool.
fight. They use their cunning in wars against the Greeks.
Yep.
And they take back the temple. They get in there, and they discover this black market feta operation. Some disgusting, really offensive, like pigs have been slaughtered in the temple.
Yep.
Just horrible. So they clean it all up. And then they're like, all right, let's light this menorah. What's happened to the menorah? It's normally always burning. It's not burning anymore. And then they're like, oh, we don't have enough oil because of all the feta. There's one little jar with a seal on it. Hasn't been broken, so they use that. It's not enough to light all of them. They light one. And then the big man upstairs, the name himself, is like, I got your back. I'm going to keep this thing burning. Keep it on burning for 8 days until they can make enough oil from the olives. That's the miracle of Hanukkah. Yeah.
Well done.
Boom.
I'm very impressed. That is the story of Hanukkah.
I'm pretty impressed with myself, actually.
I can see.
That was hard. I was really, really thinking hard.
I don't know. I think you did really well. I mean, there were some differences between the book and the movie, like the black market of the feta trade and
I
things
put
like
a
that.
little like Hollywood spin
Yeah,
on it.
I didn't mind it. I didn't mind it.
Yeah, because that's not going to sell.
Yeah.
The normal story, that's not going to sell.
Yeah.
That's not going to put bums in seats.
I'll be honest, it was a little bit cheesy, but...
Well, it was very cheesy. Everything's better with feta, and I just added it up.
Yeah, well done. All right, good. That's very good.
Nailed it.
Again, next week we'll delve more into so what do Jews do on Hanukkah? But that's the story of Hanukkah. Should we move on?
Yes.
All right.
What are we doing? We're doing Jewlebrity Heads?
Yeah, we're going to do Jewlebrity Heads. And the reason why I chose this week's Jewlebrity Heads is because Hanukkah's not the only exciting thing to be happening this week.
Oh, I think I know what you're getting at.
What are you getting at?
Star Wars.
Star Wars!
Very excited about this.
Which is actually interesting because you brought up Jabba the Hutt earlier.
Yeah.
It's a Hanukkah Star Wars themed episode of I'm Talking to Jew.
I think I've just got Star Wars on my mind.
Yeah.
Very excited.
My two favorite things.
It's been good. The new ones have been good. So I'm very excited.
I'm very excited too. So I thought also, what episode is coming out of Star Wars? For those of you keeping track.
Oh, but there's been so many. And which ones are from like off the main story?
I'll give you a hint.
Well.
8 Days of Hanukkah episode.
Episode 8.
God must have meant it. It must be from God.
The name himself. Does he get like a writing credit or
an executive
producer credit?
Yeah, executive producer. Someone who wants the name on the screen credits but didn't actually do anything.
Yeah, you want someone to watch the movie, just like put Judd Apatow's name on it and see what happens.
Yeah, I don't know what the screenwriting guild's rules are about putting God as like a screenwriter, because I suppose he wrote the story of life, but he didn't write. Anyway, doesn't matter. I'm going on a tangent. So we're doing a Star Wars themed Jewlebrity Heads.
Yep.
So we're going old school. We're going original trilogy.
Okay.
All right. For those of you who don't remember how Jewlebrity Heads works, I'm going to name 3 celebrities, one of whom is Jewish, one of whom is not Jewish, and the third could be either Jewish or not Jewish.
Very tricky game.
So we're going with the original Star Wars trio today. We're going Mark Hamill, Carrie Fisher, and Harrison Ford. Take it away, Cal.
Carrie Fisher, Jew.
That was very quick.
Yeah, I'm just going to go with that one. It feels right. Harrison Ford. Oh, that could be like a trick question, but he feels like the all-American boy to me.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
But that doesn't exclude Jews, you know? You can be Jewish and be an all-American boy.
I think so.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just wait till we get into the topic of Superman. Boy, I know there are lots of Jesus imagery in the recent
Krypton,
Superman
so
movies, but yeah, just wait till I get started on the Jewish influences on Superman. Anyway, carry on.
Carrie Fisher, not a Jew.
Hold on, you said Carrie Fisher was a Jew?
No, yeah, she is
Carrie
a Jew.
Fisher,
Sorry,
Jew.
she's
Harrison
Jew.
Ford, where did you fall?
Non-Jew.
Okay. Last one, Mark Hamill. Luke Skywalker himself.
This game's hard because Hollywood people, a lot of them change their names.
Are you going to say something like, I just assume all Hollywood people are Jewish?
No.
Okay, good.
No, but Jews control the media. What? Sorry, that was like, where'd that come from?
Trust me, if we controlled the media, we wouldn't be podcasting out of my spare bedroom with blankets around us for soundproofing.
That's true. Hey, we got Ferrero shares.
Yeah,
so
that's true.
That's fun. This episode of I'm Talking to You is brought to you by Ferrero Share.
Oh, please send us free Ferrero shares.
I wish.
All right.
Just pay me in chocolate.
Stop procrastinating. Mark Hamill, Jew or not?
Mark Hamill
Yeah.
is not Jewish.
All right.
Oh, you don't seem like I did well.
No, you didn't. You got 0 out of 3.
Oh.
But it's a very difficult one. I know this is only the second time we've played Jewlebrity Heads, but this is the hardest one we've had so
0
far.
out of 3.
And I'll tell you why.
Are they all Jewish?
No, Mark Hamill is not Jewish.
Yeah.
Harrison Ford is Jewish.
I said Mark Hamill wasn't Jewish.
Oh, did you?
I think so.
I thought you said he was Jewish.
Oh, I can't even remember.
I also can't remember. We'd have to replay it. Okay, anyway, Mark Hamill not Jewish. So if you got that right, I do apologize. You got it right.
Yeah. No, I don't know if I did.
Harrison Ford is Jewish, but he's confusing because his father's not Jewish, but his mother is.
Well, that's all that matters.
And you know, because you're an expert in Judaism.
Jewish mother. You're
Exactly.
Jewish.
It's all about the Jewish mother, which takes us to Carrie Fisher. May she rest
Carrie.
in peace, Princess Leia herself.
That was a hard one. That one hurt.
Is a hard one. She actually is not Jewish according to Orthodox Judaism because her father was Jewish, but her mother was not Jewish. So technically, she's not actually a Jew.
Why'd you get it from your mama?
Yeah.
Oh, Carrie Fisher.
Yeah.
You really let me down there.
No, you can't say that. It's too soon. It's too soon. She's a treasure.
She is. I was pretty upset when that happened.
Yeah, I was.
I think everyone was.
Big shock. Yeah.
0 for 3.
Yeah.
I'm sure I definitely did get the Mark Hamill one wrong.
I'll give it to you.
All right, cool. We'll listen back. And
Yeah, I can't be bothered going back to hear.
when we edit it, I'll just be like, not Jewish, and then like chuck it in.
All right. Well, let's not end on a Carrie Fisher downer, because even though we miss her a lot,
Yeah.
let's end off with our brand new segment introduced by the one and only Cal.
This is very exciting. Basically, this is kind of like going back to how this whole podcast started as well.
What do you mean?
Well, I would always come to you with like different wacky schemes to like make money. And then I started
Like the reverse blender where you put in smoothies and it comes out as the original fruit.
Yeah.
Patented to Cal
Reverse
McLean.
blender is, we don't have the technology yet, but we'll get there one day. And when we do, I'm going to be cashing in. Because you always make too much smoothie.
It's a terrible idea. It was a terrible idea. It is a terrible idea. And
It's
it always
a
will
blender where you can put a smoothie into the blender and it turns it back into its original solid state.
be. I'm not sold.
I'm not saying it's possible. I'm just saying it's a great idea, theoretically.
Okay. All right.
But yeah, so I would always come to you with these weird money-making schemes, like my dating app for people with STIs.
Yep.
That's already a thing. I was very upset. I thought I was a millionaire when I came up with that.
Yep. Fair.
All these sort of wacky ideas. And then, as we got more and more into this whole Jew thing, I was like, why don't we make money off the Jews? As horrible as that
yeah. Let's rephrase that.
Which is not what we're trying to do, right?
No,
we're
it's
trying
not.
to
It's
educate.
not.
But this new segment,
Yep.
it's all about that.
Okay.
enJEWpreneur.
Excellent.
Yes.
How does it
And
work?
So every week, well, not every week, whenever I have these brilliant ideas,
Cool.
I'll come to you and I'll pitch to you. It's like Shark Tank,
Awesome.
but like Jew Tank.
And I get to be one of the sharks.
You're a
Oh,
shark.
I love this so much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right now, you're like a millionaire investor,
Great.
and I'm pitching you my idea.
Great. All right.
I have two ideas this week.
Oh, wow.
One which I now know is no good at all.
Ooh, okay.
But
Start
they
with that
both
one.
revolve around the same thing.
Okay. Start with the one that's bad.
So it's about Hanukkah,
Okay.
and it's about lighting the menorah,
Mm-hmm.
which I now know isn't a menorah.
Mm-hmm.
How many times have you been sitting around about to celebrate Hanukkah, and you got to come out and you got to light 8 candles? Ridiculous.
Yep.
Yeah, if you're using matches, that's 8 matches. Sometimes it might get a dud match.
Yep.
It's a nightmare.
Okay.
Here's
Yep.
my idea.
Okay.
You know, like those gas lighters?
Yes.
One that has 8 prongs on it. 8 lights at once, lights all of them. But I know now you don't light them all at the same time.
Yeah.
So that idea is terrible.
It has merit. It
It
has
would have been
merit.
a time saver.
It has merit. It would be good for like a situation where maybe you can't light actual candles. Like, I don't know, if you're in a hotel room or something.
Mm-hmm.
It does have merit, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Probably
All right,
You're out.
bring on your next
Are
one.
you out? You're out.
Yeah, and for those reasons, I'm out.
This is fun, actually.
Yeah,
Okay, so this is also about Hanukkah, also
Good.
about the lighting of the menorah.
great.
How many times have you lit a candle on your menorah? Well, not, what's it called?
Hanukkah.
Hanukkah.
But that's right. You can call it menorah. I'm not going to hold you up.
How many
James.
times have you lit your Hanukkah?
Yep.
Only to come back 5 minutes later and it's gone out.
That's a massive issue, actually.
Yeah.
According to Jewish law, yeah.
Not good.
It's happened to me at least 37 times.
Yep. So here's my idea.
Okay.
Self-lighting Hanukkah. Gas-powered. Never goes out until you want it to.
Wow.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Mhm. I also thought maybe like little light bulbs. You just flick a
Okay.
switch and one light comes on. But that
Okay.
might not be the same thing. The fire might be symbolic.
Yeah, yeah. You need the fire. Interesting. Gas would be an interesting thing to talk about. Because traditionally we use wax candles or oil.
Yeah,
Wicks
well,
and oil.
I'm bringing it into like the modern world.
Yeah.
That's the best ideas. It's not necessarily a new idea.
Okay.
It's just making something that already exists better.
All right. The rabbis will have a problem with some of those ideas just for Jewish law reasons.
Damn.
But I
They're
like it.
sticklers
I like it because there's merit towards, like, you know how sometimes you see like a public menorah or Hanukkah like in the middle of like Trafalgar Square
yeah, all the
or
time.
Times Square, things like that. I mean, not so much in Perth
Yeah.
because nobody knows anything about it, but like in bigger cities or cities with bigger Jewish populations, you see sometimes they in the middle of the city they'll light like a big one. Obviously, you can't light candles to the same extent in that sort of context. So there's merit to your idea. I'm not saying no. I'll
You're not
probably
out?
come to you with a counter offer though.
Ooh, okay. Well, I'm not ready to give away too much of my company. So just
Ooh,
right off the
geez.
bat,
All right.
I'm looking for an investment
Yeah.
of $100,000 for 10% of my self-lighting Hanukkah company.
for that wildly overestimation of the value of your
That's
idea.
only a valuation of $1 million.
For that reason, I'm out.
Well, can you give me a counter offer?
Yeah, that's true. I did say I was going to.
Yeah, come to the party.
I'll give you $200 for 40%.
Look, it's not quite what I wanted.
For 40%. You still have the majority.
Mm-hmm. Well, what are you going to bring to the idea? You've obviously got the Jewish connections.
Yeah. I'll bring with it relative, and I say relative, Jewish expertise to get it across the legal marks about what makes an okay menorah Hanukkah to light.
Okay. I think given your connections,
yeah,
given your Jewish knowledge,
yeah,
I think we got a deal.
Excellent.
The
Good.
Jewish self-lighting Hanukkah 2000 will be hitting the shelves soon.
Fantastic. If you want to invest, if you want to jump on board, we will be open to public investment very soon on the self-lighting Hanukkah. But I think that brings us to the end of this show, this Hanukkah Star Wars themed show, which I've had a ball on.
I'm very happy.
Yeah.
I'm happy with
how
how
I thoroughly
that
enjoyed that.
On Jewpreneur went. Because I was...
Really?
Well, I wasn't very excited about it.
I felt like I poo-pooed it a bit.
Well, I thought it was going to crash and burn. I knew the first idea was going to crash and burn.
Yeah.
Because I already knew about the lighting of the candles things one by one.
Yeah.
But the self-lighting thing, I think, it's got legs.
Yeah, okay.
It's a very niche market.
Yeah, it is a bit niche. Anyway, well, look, there's room for improvement. Anyway, if you want to get in touch, if you want to tell us what segments you liked, if you want to send in some questions for You've Got Mail, do get in touch with us. You can email us at talkingjew@gmail.com. You can get in touch with us on Facebook and Twitter. Both of them, our handles are at talkingjew.
Bingo again.
And the other thing we're going to ask you to do is please, if you like the show, if you're enjoying it, please review us and give us a 5-star rating on iTunes. It really helps other people who maybe are not aware of the podcast and maybe will actually want to learn about Judaism. It'll help spread the word. And also, if you are active on Facebook or you are active at Twitter, do share our posts, do share the podcast, because without you guys sharing, people aren't going to find us.
Who's going to find it? How do we compete? Right now, we're 128th in the Australian comedy iTunes rankings.
How many Australian comedy podcasts are there?
Well, at least 127. But you know who's number one?
Who?
Joe Rogan.
Joe Rogan?
The Joe Rogan Experience. Joe Rogan doesn't need to be number one.
But what's it's an Australian ranking, but it doesn't necessarily mean Australian podcast.
No.
Oh, that makes me feel a bit better. That makes me feel a bit better.
In Australia, these are the most popular ones.
Okay, I see. All right, so hashtag take on Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
Help us take on Joe Rogan.
I'm coming for you, Rogan.
Yeah, we're on our way. Anyway, that's it from us.
Shalom.
Yeah,
Shalom?
not bad. Shalom. Hanukkah Sameach. Happy Hanukkah to all of our Jewish listeners and to all of our non-Jewish listeners. Happy...
That's almost Christmas.
Lead up to Christmas. Yeah.
Happy almost Christmas.
Happy almost Christmas. Happy Star Wars Episode 8. And...
I can't wait for that.
Yeah, we'll
Watch
see
it
you guys
back,
next
Rogan.
week.
Shalom.